On the day of commemorating extinct animals, which is on November 30th every year, biologist Beth Shapiro spoke and said, "The biggest misconception people have about scientists' attempts to bring back some extinct animals is that people think scientists are working on cloning. But the truth is that the technology scientists are working on to bring animals back from extinction is more like hybridization. No extinct animal returns 100%. It's all about modifying DNA sequences, resulting in an animal that is as close as possible to the extinct one. But how are they trying to bring them back? And what are the types of extinct animals scientists are trying to revive?" Welcome to Feral Finds, where truth meets mystery and reality intertwines with fantasy. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to get all our new videos. The woolly mammoth is the favorite animal for scientists to experiment on, and the reason for this is due to several factors. Firstly, the mammoth is an animal that became extinct not too long ago, or we can say within a time that allows for the DNA to remain in good condition. Secondly, the region where scientists believe the last days of the mammoth occurred were the icy lands of Siberia, which likely preserved some bodies well because it's a snowy area. But the most important factor that makes the mammoth a favorite among scientists for de-extinction is that the closest relative of the mammoth, the Asian elephant, is still alive today. What scientists are doing now is using the DNA of the extinct mammoth and injecting it into a surrogate mother from a female Asian elephant. It is believed that the fetus that the Asian elephant will carry is not truly an elephant nor a mammoth, but rather a mimophant, a hybrid animal that combines traits of both the mammoth and the elephant, though it will look more like a mammoth due to the DNA manipulation. Another animal that scientists are interested in and hopeful to bring back is the Tasmanian tiger. This animal was around until 1936, which means it is a recently extinct animal. Therefore, scientists have large amounts of preserved DNA from this animal and even whole mummified bodies displayed in museums. Tasmania, which is part of Australia, is the original home of the Tasmanian tiger, hence the name. The Tasmanian tiger is a marsupial that closely resembles wolves, but has no relation to the tiger except for the stripes on its body. In terms of size, the Tasmanian tiger is quite small, with the largest males weighing no more than 30 kilograms. Due to climate change, lack of genetic diversity, and intense hunting, the Tasmanian tiger went extinct in the 1930s. Currently, it is one of the top candidates for de-extinction among scientists. The saber-toothed tiger, or Smilodon, is one of the terrifying animals that became extinct in the late Pleistocene epoch. However, for scientists, it is one of the animals they are very optimistic about reviving. The reason for this is that the Smilodon lived in icy habitats that preserved some of its parts, and researchers have found some samples preserved in the tar pits in Los Angeles. However, there is also an important question. What will be the environmental impact of bringing back such a fearsome animal? The Smilodon, for those who don't know, is a tiger with long, sword-like teeth protruding from its mouth, considered one of the deadliest predators of prehistoric times. Its size was similar to the current tiger, but it had a stronger muscular build and was much heavier, making it one of the fiercest creatures of its time. Do we really want to bring it back? And what will our fate be when it returns? In contrast to the Smilodon, one of the most promising and gentlest animals for de-extinction is the dodo bird. This bird is the top contender alongside the mammoth in scientists' desire to revive it. Despite its DNA still being largely available, the main reason scientists want to bring it back is the immense guilt and responsibility humans feel for its extinction. The dodo bird's only habitat was the African island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. But once the island was discovered, it didn't take long for the dodo bird, which had lived there for thousands of years, to become extinct. Mauritius, before its discovery, was a pristine and completely natural island with no indigenous inhabitants and unknown to humans. This isolation meant that the dodo bird had no instinctual fear of humans and didn't perceive them as a threat. Additionally, the bird was slow-moving and flightless, resulting in widespread hunting by sailors and pirates once they discovered the island. Along with the introduction of many diseases to the island, within just 80 years of human contact with the dodo bird, all that remained were some drawings made by explorers and sailors, through which we have come to know the appearance of the dodo bird. According to descriptions, the dodo was a somewhat large bird, weighing over 20 kilograms, with a long beak over 10 centimeters in length. Its body was covered with beautiful blue and grey feathers, making it resemble a giant tropical parrot. Surely the idea of trying to bring back such a gentle bird from extinction is much better than trying to bring back the smilodon. Continuing with the gentle animals that scientists have on their list for de-extinction, we come to the freshwater dolphin, known as the baiji, or Chinese river dolphin. Scientists believe this dolphin is one of the oldest freshwater mammals ever, with its species estimated to be around 20 million years old. The baiji's original habitat was the Yangtze River, which is the largest river in all of Asia. Unfortunately, it was officially declared extinct in 2007. This recent extinction means it's easier to extract DNA from any remains found. There are even some claims of sightings of live individuals. However, the sad part is that its extinction wasn't a surprise. Since the late 20th century, it was known that there were only a few dozen left, and by the early 21st century, this number had dwindled to just 10. Despite efforts, they couldn't save it. The extinction was primarily due to massive pollution in the Yangtze River, caused by heavy navigation due to extensive commercial shipping, along with huge amounts of plastic being shipped to China for recycling. Even though China banned commercial shipping in the river starting in 2018, it was already too late. Despite the fame of the mammoth and the desire of all scientists to bring it back, no one seems to mention its cousin, the woolly rhinoceros. Just as the mammoth was a huge elephant covered in wool, there was also a woolly rhinoceros in the same era, similar to today's rhinoceros, but covered in wool. This woolly rhinoceros went extinct about 10,000 years ago. Its depictions are found in many caves, including the Chauvet Cave in France. The woolly rhinoceros possesses some advantages that make it a strong candidate for experiments, with more samples available than those of the mammoth. This is because the woolly rhinoceros lived across vast regions of Asia and Europe, not just in one area. However, with the spread of diseases and climate change, the woolly rhinoceros became extinct and is now a memory. But there is a significant problem facing scientists with this rhinoceros. Its closest relative, which they wish to use as a surrogate mother, is the Sumatran rhinoceros. The Sumatran rhinoceros itself is also critically endangered. The quagga was a subspecies of zebra. The last wild quagga was shot in 1870, and the last one in captivity died 13 years later. For scientists, the quagga is one of the easiest animals to bring back, and was actually one of the first projects they began working on in the late 1980s. The reason for this is that the quagga shares almost the same DNA traits as the zebra, so scientists have already started using hybridization techniques. This technique will require some time and several generations to gradually transition from zebras to quaggas. According to scientists' statements, after the expected success of using this technique, the quagga will be released back into the wild, but this time there will be strict laws preventing its hunting. That's the topic. Who made it to the end? Give us a like before you go. And don't forget, if you have any episode suggestions, write them in the comments. Most of the episodes we do now are from your suggestions. Peace.